climbing is an individual or a group activity?
It can be both. I mean, I've came here a lot alone, and I've came here a lot with like groups of 4 or 5 people, and it's interesting as both. I mean, a lot of it's really in your head. I mean, it's just in your head, and like it's a lot about individual motivation. But going with friends can really like push you to try new stuff and like encourage people to do stuff they wouldn't normally do.
And how often do you go rock climbing?
Like 2 or 3 times a week.
Or by yourself, I meant.
Like 2 times a week.
Okay. What do you think are some false rock climbing stereotypes?
Let me think about that one. I don't know.
Like, what people think about rock climbing?
I don't know. That they're looks. I've never really thought about rock climbing until I like. What do you guys think about rock climbing?
What do you think about rock climbing?
I think it's really fun. Challenge your body as an adult. It's kind of like the way I describe it to people, try to get my friends to go, it's like a playground for adults. It's just that same feeling of like climbing around on a jungle gym and getting to the top of it, but just bigger and better. It's great. Like too much stereotypes or like stigma about it. It's not really like a community or a culture that like gets a lot of light by a lot of anything.
Yeah.
Do you think there's like a typical person that rock climbs though?
Honestly, that's one thing that blows me away is the diversity of people who do enjoy it. I mean, I've seen kids here 4 years old with their parents doing climbing classes every week and like training, and I've seen 65-year-old men, and I've seen everyone in between. I mean, I've seen really, really, really skinny people. I've seen huge athletically built people. I mean, it's crazy. There's really a variety of all different types. That
People that rock climb treat each other.
Pretty good, honestly. I mean, it's a pretty inclusive community. It's kind of esoteric, you know. Not a lot of people get into it. So when random people like understand that they share like the same passion, I mean, it's definitely just like a bonding experience with strangers in a way, because you enjoy the same passions and you can see someone else like struggle for the same thing you strive for, and you have some camaraderie with that.
Yeah. And how do they act as a culture?
Honestly, really cool. I mean, it's just really interesting. A lot of people have helped me at the gym. I mean, I'll like try her out and I won't be able to get it, and someone will come up and talk to me and show me how and show me that I'm going the wrong direction and the differences and the nuances, and people just love explaining it because there's a science to it and there's a lot to learn, and people are really interested in sharing about it.
Do you know of any words that only rock climbers would know of? Like any specific words that just goes along with rock
3-point contact.
3-point contact? What's that mean?
You're supposed to keep like 3 points, 3 feet or hands on like something at all times if you're trying to like keep steady. Because if you just have 2 feet and not one hand, you fall backwards.
Yeah.
But if you have like 2 hands and 1 foot, that's 3 points of contact.
Yeah.
And you can move this foot to get your next hold. Or if you have just 3 points contact, there's different moves, like there's the clock bell, like you're stuck in a hold here and you have to reach up and grab like that. And there's a dino cling, which is just and grabbing on.
Nice.
There's crimpy, which is describing like a really, really hard to grab hold. It's like you might have to grab something like this and like pull yourself up a fit and then grab another one like that. And that's a really crimpy hold. And those just really pump your forearms.
Yeah.
When your forearms are pumped, it just means like all these muscles are so blasted from like hanging upside down on inclines that it's hard to even grab stuff, and it's hard to really finish the route, and you just kind of fall down because you get too pumped.
Yeah. And do you see rock climbing as a long or short-term lifestyle?
Definitely long-term style, long-term passion. I don't think I'll be as into it as I'm older. I mean, right now I'm like really young. I'm like 20, so I really want to like challenge my body and like do things with my body while I can. When I'm 35, I'd probably still occasionally go to a gym, but I don't think I'd be like pushing myself as hard when I'm older.
And what is the story you can tell us about an experience that you've had while rock climbing?
One time I met these guys and they wanted to interview me about how long I've been rock climbing. So we went to the gym and I did an interview with them.
Nice. So we'll just
Check mine.
yeah. Sure. I did this one. Which one have you done? Yeah. Maybe try a different V3.
People who rock climb, they have to be really fit overall and really good at what they do. I've done it a couple times indoor, but I haven't done it outdoor. Yeah, probably if I had like all the techniques down and everything to do that. I mean, that's pretty pro status. The culture is really intense. People really love what they do, and they push themselves really far and go up some crazy peaks and climb some crazy canyons. I think I could put myself in the rock climbing culture, like I said, if I learned everything, but I know I could push myself to do something like that.
Go ahead and try.
No.